Well, it turns out Gen Z doesn't want to work anymore. Welcome to the club, baby.
The SWIFT banking system. What is it?
George Lucas just killed Star Wars.
There's a lightsaber rising in my pants.
Hi guys, welcome back. My name is Madhead, and welcome back to Madhead TV. I hope you guys liked last week's episode all about the teeth. This week the topic is going to be about Bitcoin. There's a lot of excitement right now in the Bitcoin community, and I want to capitalize off of that. Right now there's a halving event happening in the Bitcoin community, and I'm going to show some clips that will explain exactly what that is. Also, there's a lot of activity with the CBDC, the central bank's digital currency, being rolled out anywhere from 24 months to 48 months. There's a YouTuber I watch called Crypto Casey, and she does a great job explaining all this. So I'm going to be showing some clips from her and some various other ones, supposedly. While you guys are watching those, I'm going to be in here practicing my guitar.
The SWIFT banking system. What is it? Why should we care? Well, there are changes coming to the entire global banking system over the next 12 to 24 months that will significantly affect all of our lives. And what's interesting is that we've been discussing the dire implications of the Federal Reserve launching and enforcing a CBDC or central bank digital currency. However, as we will come to realize throughout this video, SWIFT is about to make the Fed CBDC look like a drop in the bucket. Most of us may not realize the size and scale of the SWIFT banking system. So let's put it into perspective together to help us understand the implications of SWIFT's goal of unifying central bank digital currencies around the world with traditional banking. Here's a metaphor for us. If the United States was a ship and the Federal Reserve, a private central bank, was a kraken that is about to completely engulf us with its CBDC tentacles, SWIFT is the vast, ominous ocean that all countries in the form of ships and all krakens in the form of private central banks with their respective CBDCs are at the mercy of. Look, here's the United Kingdom ship about to be engulfed by the Bank of England kraken, both at the mercy of the treacherous SWIFT ocean. And here's Europe's ship, the European Central Bank kraken. There's Canada's ship, the Bank of Canada kraken, all of them operating on and within the SWIFT system. Ships can only sail and krakens can only swim in the SWIFT sea. So let's take a deep dive into the SWIFT system and their plan to take over the world.
George Lucas just killed Star Wars. Some of you will say, well, Star Wars was already dead, and that's a valid point. But if there was any life whatsoever left in Star Wars, if there was even the faintest glimmer of consciousness left in its dead brain, if there was even one more heartbeat lurking for the EKG to record, all of those things are done. Star Wars' coffin lid is now nailed firmly shut. Its head is cut off and stuffed with garlic. Star Wars has been buried at a crossroads, and it will never return, not even as a reanimated, shambling corpse. It is all dead, and George Lucas finished it off. George Lucas dealt the death blow, according to Variety today, because they just published an article titled, "George Lucas backs Disney board and CEO Bob Iger amid proxy fight. Creating magic is not for amateurs," he says. Unbelievable. I am going to try very, very, very hard to restrain myself for a few minutes. And let me just go ahead and get some of the basic facts out. And then I'm afraid I'm going to just have to rant because I'm really disgusted. I used to look up to George Lucas. I thought this guy was amazing. Star Wars was one of the highlights of my childhood. I love Star Wars, or I loved it. At least I love the first 3 movies. That will never change. I will always love them. But this gentleman, George Lucas, is a villain at this point. This guy is a clown. This guy is a sellout. This guy is a whipped cur who is actually now bending the knee, being a lapdog for the very people that abused him, cheated him, the white slavers that took his property and shit all over it. And George Lucas sucks up to them and says, yes, Bob Iger, I will be your bitch. I will back the Disney board. I will back Bob Iger. Creating magic is not for amateurs, really. And do you think that the bullshit that has been done with Disney Star Wars is fucking magic? Is this clown out of his fucking mind? All right, I'm gonna try, like I said, to calm down. But this is one of the most disgusting betrayals from a disgusting betrayer.
Hope you guys enjoyed those clips. I heard of a new method. You find one note and you try to play on every string. Like, let's say the A note, for instance. So on the A note here on the low E string, it's on the 5th fret. So I played there. On the A string, it's on the 10th fret. Let me see if I'm right here. No, it's on 12th fret. I'm sorry. 12. And then it's the 7th fret on the D string. And then I think 2 on the G string. And then 10 on the A string. I think I got it mixed up. The A and the D and the B. And then on the 5th string, you got on the high E, it's also 5. So you just do this back and forth. See how they all sound the same? So you just do this over and over. And they say this is the best way to learn every note on the fretboard. So I'm going to be doing this the whole time while you guys are watching those clips. And hopefully we all learned a lot today.
As we discussed in the last video together, SWIFT announced recent success in sandbox testing of a new central bank digital currency platform, and they are planning to launch it in the next 12 to 24 months. SWIFT stands for the Society of Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunications, and it powers most international money and security transfers. So basically, SWIFT is a company that interacts with and is connected to pretty much every bank in the Euro-dollar financial system, not just the Federal Reserve, not just other central banks, not just domestic banks, like almost every bank around the world. So let's check out their plan firsthand. Global bank messaging network SWIFT is planning a new platform in the next 1 to 2 years to connect the wave of central bank digital currencies now in development to the existing finance system. It has told Reuters around 90% of the world's central banks are now exploring digital versions of their currencies. Most don't want to be left behind by Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, but are grappling with technological complexities. And if you've been following the channel for a while now, over the past year or so, I've been joking about how the government and the private central banks lack the ability to successfully create and implement a fully operational CBDC in the next few years, given their lack of technological prowess and such. However, SWIFT's head of innovation, Nick Kerrigan, said its latest trial, which took 6 months and involved a 38-member group of central banks, commercial banks, and settlement platforms, had been one of the largest global collaborations on CBDCs and tokenized assets to date. Tokenized assets, keep this in mind. We are going to get into what that means in a bit, and it's very unsettling. Back to the article. It focused on ensuring different countries' CBDCs can all be used together, even if built on different underlying technologies or protocols, thereby reducing payment system fragmentation risks. Kerrigan said the results, which had also proven banks could use their existing infrastructure, had been widely regarded as a success by those who took part and given SWIFT a timeline to work to. So, what's important to note here is how fast this is all progressing. Look, when we first started talking about CBDCs, or central bank digital currencies, we were figuring a couple things. 1, the US is losing its status as the main financial and technological superpower of the world. 2, many countries like BRICS and more are dropping the US dollar and looking to alternatives. 3, each country having their own CBDC would not be an effective or efficient replacement of the current global financial system. And 4, how quickly can governments actually create, launch, and enforce a fully operational CBDC? And then, just a few days ago, lo and behold, SWIFT is purporting they have it all figured out. Here's the deal. This is no longer about FedNow payment system, each of us having an account directly with the Federal Reserve, US central bank digital currency. This is actually pretty insane. I mean, the way this is going, we won't be able to abandon our country ship and raft or swim to another ship that may not have a CBDC Kraken problem. Currencies won't be competing against each other. If the global financial system is basically Waterworld with one body of water, the Swift Ocean, there is really no escape. Unless a substantial amount of people, businesses, entities, countries, governments participated in a decentralized system to some extent to where we could transact, buy goods and services we need, etc. If we can't use money, we can't really go about living our lives in modern society. And here's why this is so significant, alarming, and downright draconian. Here's why SWIFT's unveiling and impending launch of their new CBDC platform is so significant, alarming, and downright draconian. It involves the consolidation of all the bank ledgers around the world into one global financial ledger. Check it out. Once SWIFT consolidates all of the bank's ledgers around the world, they will effectively control everything. One ledger, one banking system to rule us all. You know all these talks about one world currency, one world government, etc.? Yeah, as we've discussed in this video by clicking on the link above, money is a system of control. And once there is one ledger controlled by SWIFT, which is a member-owned entity, the members being private central banks, the same entities that control our money, control our politicians, control our governments, through this new CBDC platform, they will control absolutely everything. Everything like what? They will have the ability to restrict your access to your money, to freeze all of your accounts if you speak out against or rival their agendas. You will have zero privacy with how you choose to spend your money. They can impose geographic spending limits, meaning if you go into a certain store or are in a certain location anywhere around the world, they can change the amount of money you have access to automatically. They can put restrictions and limits on what you can buy with your money, meaning they can control what you buy and how much of it you buy automatically. They can put restrictions and limits on the amount of money you save, meaning they can force you to spend any excess money you have that is over the amount of money you're allowed to save. They can implement negative interest rates, which means as your money sits in your account, percentages are taken out, which forces people to spend it or pay a fee for saving it. They can put expiration dates on your money, meaning if you don't use it within a certain time period, you lose it. Before your paycheck hits your account, they can take out your parking tickets, child support, student loans, alimony, and any government fees, leaving you with what's left over, which could be nothing. Before your paycheck hits your account, they will automatically take out taxes. And any and all of these violations of our lives, liberties, and properties can be dictated by an environmental and social credit scoring system. With a private centralized ledger, transactions aren't transparent, meaning it would be a black hole for us. Transactions aren't immutable, meaning they could be altered. And what's interesting to consider when we really think about it is that it's not so much the technology that makes this dangerous. It's the mere fact that there is one private entity controlling the entire financial system around the world. For example, George Gammon talks about this all the time. The Soviet Union actually achieved all of these things we just listed together without computers, without this technology, from 1922 all the way until 1991. How? Because there was only one bank for the whole country. One central bank that everyone, all people, all businesses, all entities were forced to use, called Gazbank. History is on track to rhyme and repeat itself, except on a global scale, with technology that is much more dangerous to our freedom, ability to completely control and own our assets, and our lives at large. So, back to that bit from the article about the latest trial of SWIFT's incoming CBDC platform, how it was one of the largest global collaborations on CBDCs, and here's the key term, tokenized assets. Here's the deal. With one world ledger, it won't just be money in the form of CBDCs on this ledger that controls how, when, or even if we get to spend our money. They're consolidating a ledger that will have complete control over everything that we own. Your house will become a tokenized asset on this one world ledger. Your car, your driver's license, your passports, your insurance policies, your stocks, your bonds, your gold, your silver, your art, your rental properties, any certifications, professional licenses, or degrees you have, tokenized and completely controlled by them on this one world ledger. And as we've discussed on the channel in this video, you can check out by clicking on the link above, it's possible they are working on a way to ban us from owning real Bitcoin via self-custody on our own crypto wallets, forcing us to own it through them, making a copy of the Bitcoin network and centralizing it to ultimately tokenize it on this one world ledger. And anything on this ledger can be taken from you, like your money, or if they decide to ban gold like they've done before, gone. Or if you did something they didn't like, your driver's license, certifications, professional licenses required for your profession, revoked, suspended, frozen, gone. Yes, it's pretty ominous. This is straight up a 1984 city right here. And like I said, the worst part is the tech is not really a hurdle for them anymore. It's been done before. Sure, not at this scale. However, it's in the works. And there won't be jumping ship going to another country that will save us. Your ability to buy a boat, plane, or train ticket can be taken from you. Your ability to enter another country with your passport, revoked. Your ability to rent a place to live, to buy food, everything will be at the mercy of this one world ledger. Our lives, liberties, and property are in jeopardy, which is why every single human being on this planet should absolutely care about, or at the very least, to be aware of, decentralized alternatives in the crypto space like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and similar. And we all need to do our part to spread awareness by sharing videos like this and having discussions about these topics, as it may be our only opportunity to build a better future for ourselves before it's too late. An important step we absolutely need to take, especially as crypto investors, is making sure we completely own and control our cryptocurrencies by transferring them off of exchanges to hold in our very own cold storage hardware wallets.
So welcome to Taco Bell. Now, when you walk in, nobody speaks to you. Nobody acknowledges you, nothing, because you have to order from the kiosk now. No employee interaction, no nothing. No nothing. Hey, our price is going to go up? Yes, they are. They're absolutely going to go up. But, you know, it's ridiculous because if you want something custom, you want a combo burrito, there's no such thing on the menu. You got to order a bean burrito and add meat to it, and it's utterly ridiculous. So, again, you know, remember when the COVID, you know, stuff was going on and everything was too dirty to touch? Not anymore, guys. And again, we're just going to ignore you. Now the next one, El Pollo Loco.
I got everything that I needed. I got my fruit, I got my yogurts, mint tea, and now it's time to pay. Well, because we're in Silicon Valley, I am not going to pay with my credit card. I am going to pay with my palm. The thing is, there's this new technology that lets you connect your credit card and your ID to your palm so that you don't have to carry any credit cards with you anymore. You don't even have to have your phone with you. This is my total. This is my palm. This is me scanning it. And I would later be able to see my purchases in my Amazon account.
This was the last glimmer of hope for fucking Star Wars, and it's gone. It is gone. Here's the facts of the matter as reported in Variety. Quote, Star Wars mastermind George Lucas, Disney's largest individual shareholder, has come out with a statement supporting Disney's board and CEO Bob Iger, urging Mouse House investors to reject bids by two activist investor groups to take seats on the media company's board. Creating magic is not for amateurs, Lucas said in a statement released Tuesday. When I sold Lucasfilm just over a decade ago, I was delighted to become a Disney shareholder because of my longtime admiration for its iconic brand and Bob Iger's leadership. When Bob recently returned to the company during a difficult time, I was relieved. Fuck you, George. What a clown. You forget about your white slaver comment? What a piece of shit. He continues. God damn, this is making me sick. No one knows Disney better. I remain a significant shareholder because I have full faith and confidence in the power of Disney. I can't hardly even read this shit. And Bob's track record of driving long-term value. Have you looked at the fucking stock, you moron? I have voted all of my shares for Disney's 12 directors and urge other shareholders to do the same. You fucking lackey. I don't know if George Lucas has lost his mind or lost his soul. But this is not the George Lucas that I remember. This is like some kind of Disney parody of George Lucas. I wonder, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, if we're living this right now, because this is disgusting. Creating magic is not for amateurs? Really? What the fuck?
Hope you guys liked all the clips, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks so much for watching. See you later. Bye-bye.